Hello, this is Eric Olsen filming the how to do men's breakfast with the GoPro. Well, I've just arrived at church. I'm now going to open up the door to the kitchen here. Making sure the magnet locks here. Okay. Now I'm going in. We're going to turn on the kitchen light. There we go. And I put all the food stuff on the counter. Let's go ahead and unpack this. So we've got, let's see, 18 eggs plus a dozen right there. And special day, we got a little bit of cheese that we're going to use. I went out and this is, bought some coffee to use. We try to use dark roast, French roast kind of coffee there. We got some sausage here. We've got some juice. Juice is sort of a quasi-optional thing because there's always so much in the refrigerator. Sometimes we'll can borrow off of that, but we replenish. And we got a couple of rolls of Pillsbury Grands here. And let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, a little half and half, right? Another thing that's always in the refrigerator, but we try to supply our own. So that's the food we've got. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is get the coffee maker going here. It's over here in the corner. So we use the small decaf coffee maker, even though we make caffeinated coffee. Screw it on there. And then here's the coffee maker. We bought this coffee maker for the church. It's got a nice upgrade for us. It also helps out everybody else. Oops, it dropped down. So this is the coffee maker we're using here. And let's see, so one thing I need to do is I need to put water in the coffee maker. So I'm going to go ahead and put some water in here. And just to get things going, we try to fill it up with hot water as opposed to cold. Kind of gets a little jump on. So I'm going to run the hot water so the faucet goes all the way back to the hot water to run, so I'm going to wait until the water gets a little hot. And then the deal is we're trying around the, try to hit around the 18 to 20 cup mark. And it's nice on this coffee maker, it's got a little clear visual there so you can see where the coffee maker line is. So we're going to go ahead and it gets up to, can't read it until it's about 10 cups. So we're at 10, 15, and it's going heading up towards 20, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off at this point. So 20 cups, probably good for 10 people, but usually our men's breakfast attendance is, sort of more like 6 to 8, so not too worried about that. Okay, now here we go with the coffee making part. Oh, these guys up. I'm going to put this little thing back in here to catch the coffee. So we're going to do the coffee making part here. Let's see, what do I got? One of the things I thought we should do is I'm going to show you where the box is for the men's breakfast. So the box is on the top shelf there. It's that green box. Should have taken that down before. So let me go ahead and get that. Put that down. There we go. So here's the box. And I remember last time we were a little bit low on coffee, so that's why I bought some more coffee. Yeah, we don't have any coffee in here. But I'm going to get out the book for doing sign-ins for the men's breakfast. We got this book. We'll be keeping it for years. We got a pen to use with that. And I don't think there's anything else in here we need. We've got some things like, some cereal and some hot cereal for people that come that don't want to do the eggs. That's our sort of vegan backup supplies. Okay, so put this over the side here. And then let's go ahead and get back to the coffee. Okay, so for coffee, let's go ahead and open up the bag here. And we got, this time I bought First Street. I'm going to give it a try, but it's the First Street dark roast, French roast coffee. And let's get this open. And so what we do as far as measures go is we are at 1 cup of grounds per 1 cup of grounds per 10 cups of water. So I'm at about 20, so I'm going to use about 2 cups of grounds. We don't worry about percolator grounds versus regular. Probably better to have percolator, but we don't. So it's a little finer, but seems to work. 1 cup measure that I borrowed from the church supply, so it's over there with the coffee. Whoops. Before I put those in, we've got to put the strainer mechanism in. So here we go, we have the strainer mechanism. So we put this in the bottom here. And then this guy goes in the coffee maker. It's in there nicely. Let's go ahead and do a before shot, what that looks like, right? So this is the strainer kind of going in there. All right, our coffee making fans. This is old school. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of cups, not to be too exact on this, grounds, those in there. All right, that's kind of what it's my measuring expertise right there. And this down. Close this up. Usually I get one of those flippy things to close this so the coffee stays, push all the air out of it. There we go. Put this down, and then I get the lid for the coffee maker. Okay, here's the lid for the coffee maker. Slide that puppy on. It's important you put the lid on before you plug it in. Otherwise, you get the potential of things starting to perk. It's not that fast, but it's probable. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. Now, when we plug this in, we plug it into the non-GFI side of the socket down here. Okay, there we go. It's good. And then I think we've got a little button on here somewhere, yeah. So we want to make sure that that's on the on position. So this is off, this is on with the 1. There we go. We're cooking coffee. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on the oven. So here's the oven over here. And we're going to go ahead and turn on the bake. Well, I'm going to look inside first, make sure there's nothing in there that is going to heat while I'm heating up. So this is where we're making the biscuits. So turn on bake. I'm going to crank up the temperature to 350. Just one little hit right there. So there's where we're at, 350. It's at 100 going up to 350. Okay, so there we go. Takes 5 or 10 minutes, but it's important to get that going while the coffee's going so that we're ready to make biscuits. Biscuit making. So we go down here and we get a jelly roll pan from this lower cabinet here. It's usually sitting down here on the bottom, so I'm just going to go ahead and get that out. There we go. We got the jelly roll pan. And put this on the counter here. Go ahead and get things a little bit set up here. Okay, so now for making the biscuits, just got to go ahead and get this Grands thing open. This is how you do that. Pretty typical. I'm going to save one of these things for directions. I know the directions here, but we heat oven to 350. Place biscuits on sheet, no butter required or anything, and we bake 13 to 16 minutes. I usually try to go a little to the longer side, so more to the 16 side of things. We're going to pop this, and the biscuits come out. And we're just going to place them. You got to place them pretty tight because we've got 2 things of biscuits That's 8 per, so we got 16 biscuits total that we're making. And so in order to fit them on the jelly roll pan here, they pretty much need to be edge to edge as they go through. You don't have to pack them in there, and you can rearrange them after they're on, but that's the way that goes. Hope you're enjoying this little video. Been making this, we've been doing this men's breakfast for years now. I'll have to look in the book and kind of figure that out. It's probably like 5 or 6 years or whatever. Anyway, and I've been cooking breakfast most of the time. Sometimes other people sub in, but if you're watching this video, maybe you're the guy who's gonna make biscuits sometime for here, or jump in and help on some part of this job. I get a lot of help as people arrive. It's now only about 8:30. So more people are going to show up, and we need some people to help with making eggs and different other parts of the breakfast. Okay, so there we are. Actually, I guess I didn't have to even put these things very closer. I'm going to space them out a little bit so that they get bigger. Okay, there we go. All right, we're all set with biscuits. Okay, I'm going to throw the biscuit stuff here in the trash. So we kind of try to keep things clean as we go here. And now I'm gonna, let's see, what am I doing next? Okay, so we can go ahead and get the eggs going. Let's go ahead and do that. Now for the eggs, what we need to do is get a bowl out of the cupboard here. So to the right hand side, we have the general pan on the left. On the right hand side, we had some new bowls. These are also bowls that we bought, the men's breakfast group bought. Let's see here. So we've got at least one good one. I like to use these plastic ones with the rubber feet on it. Here we go. So we got 2 bowls. I'm going to take both these guys out at this point. One could be for making, the other one could be serving, if you will. All right, so I tell you what, I'm going to use a little bigger one for the whipping up these biscuits here. And let's see, or whipping up these eggs. So here we go. So typically at a men's breakfast, like I said, 6 folks. The formula is 3 eggs per person, so 6 times 3 is 18. So I'm going to hit the 18 egg carton here real quick. I'm going to go over to the drawer over here, and there should be a little whisk that we also bought to make whipping up eggs a little bit easier. So there they are. I get the whisk out here, and so here's the whisk, right, that we're going to use. And okay, let's see. I am a edge cooker cracker on the eggs. But basically, you know, the thing I like to do is to kind of keep the bowl sort of very close to where the garbage is. So I crack the eggs, garbage, crack the eggs, garbage, right? So let's sort of see how this goes here. Crack, garbage, crack, garbage. Okay, I'm not going to make you watch, you know, all 18 of these guys go in there, but it takes a little bit of time, all right? So I'm going to go. Okay, here we are, last 2 eggs kind of going in here. And I know I said the formula is 3 eggs per person. We typically set up and we do, no matter what, we always plan for 6, and if 5 show up, well, there's just more eggs or whatnot. And then if other people or additional people show up, we'll just add 3 eggs sort of in there, because the eggs are one of the last things that go on, okay? So let me just damp off my hands a little bit. Okay, we're gonna start whipping this up. I'm gonna keep all the eggs in the bowl here. All the yolks broken up here. And I just heard the oven go off, so that must mean that the preheat is over for the biscuits. I'll get that in a minute. There go, looking good. So usually what we do is put a little bit of water in the cold water in the eggs. You know, some people are milk people. I'm a water person. I think I read that in some cooking magazine or around some cooking show at some point. All right, so there we go. Eggs are all set, ready to go. And what I'm gonna, okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, and as I said, the biscuits, the oven went off. It's at, I see it's at 350 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and put the biscuits in the oven. Right, maybe on the top rack. Be careful about the heat, and it's good to go. Okay, so it's going to be on. I'm also going to set the timer on the oven. It's always nice to have a reminder. You can use a cell phone if you want, but I'm a old school. Use the oven guy. So I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. Like I said, 13 to 16. 15. I'll check it, and then if it needs another minute or two, we'll go ahead and do that. And click timer again, it's off and running. There we go. Okay, the next thing we're doing is get the sausage ready. So men's breakfast, you know, no sparing the cholesterol. So we get this sausage. So what is this? So many links. How many does it say? 40 mild pork links is what we're going with. All right, so a few things we need to get out to go ahead and do the sausage. One is we get out the frying pan. So this is where we keep the frying pans for the men's breakfast. In the little cupboard above the stove. We got 2 frying pans, a smaller one and a huge one. So what I usually do is I start out with the huge one. We're going to cook the sausage in that, get it going, transfer it into the smaller one, and so some of the grease and flavors there, and then use the big one to cook the eggs. So that's the direction we're going here. I'm going to walk over here and get a pair of scissors. There we go. So I got a pair of scissors. This is another thing that the men's breakfast bought for the church here. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. It says tear here, so maybe I don't really need scissors. You know, I always use scissors, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so just going to cut this across here. And I've got the sausage things. So the formula, so there's the sausages. So the formula on sausage, usually like 3 per person, so we're also looking at like, we're doing like 18 sausages. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat on this front burner and put on about medium. And I'm going to go with, let's see, 30. So we're all set, and put that down. Usually I also throw a little dollop of butter just to up the cholesterol content on this. So I'll go in the refrigerator. Usually there's some butter in here. Check. Make sure it's not already sort of open sitting around somewhere. On a tray or something, but it doesn't look like it, so I'm going to go ahead and get this. We're going to go ahead and set up a little butter dish. So one of the things I'm going to do is get a small plate out. Put it down here. Put the handle back in so we don't knock into that. And I'm going to get a sharp knife somewhere here. Okay, it's a sharp knife here. And very carefully I'm going to go ahead and cut off a stick of butter off of this big pound chunk or whatever. Put the other stuff away, back in the door of the refrigerator. And we'll take the paper off of this. And this will also be the butter that we'll use for the biscuits when we're serving. It's a nice thing to put it already on the tray. Put that down, and I'm going to take a little, just a little chunk pad of butter, throw it in here. Give a nice little flavor to those sausages, and that flavor, because we're going to use the same pan, will carry over to the eggs. Okay, so sausage is cooking now. There we go. So here's what the sausage looks like. So I'm just kind of squishing that around, getting a little bit of the butter on all those guys there. and I don't need to play with it too much. So we're starting to set up the inside. Yeah, the magnets are always on, so we get the. What's that? 5. Yeah, 5 is good.
Feel free to interrupt at any time.
There we go.
Anyway,
no, I shouldn't.
there are many elements.
I shouldn't be pointing.
Breakfast. Number 1, have your vitamin pill. Number 2, for us seniors, prunes.
Yeah, there you go.
Prunes, plus one other token vegetable. Now we're going to open these doors and show you just how easy it is to enable the room to be used for the men's breakfast. Bicycles, you got a GoPro and
He was just talking about that.
biking around the perimeter of the United States.
Okay, quiet on the set. Okay, so now we're getting out the plates. We decided we were going to set this for like 6 people.
Let me do it properly.
There's 1,
Well, that's the 5.
2, 3, 4,
3, 4.
6 plates.
That's 5.
And we just put them.
That's 5.
Well, I'll just put out 6 everything. So we'll put it out here on the table, and then we'll get some. Let's see, some glasses here. So we'll put out 6 glasses for juice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll just put out the rest of the stuff and it'll be put in the table inside. Done. Right, so filming?
Yes.
All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the sausage and I'm going to dump it over into this other pot, as I said, and let things drip a little bit. And I should have got
Just a minute, Eric.
wiper here. There we go. Hey, Les. All right, now the other thing, I'm going to get a little paper towel thing here with the flame off. I'm going to wipe the edge of a little bit of the grease here so I won't get anything flaming up on us. All right, I'm going to turn on the other little burner. There we go. And put this rear thing on very low because the sausage is already done, but I'm going to keep it warm there while we're doing the egg part. Okay, so next step is eggs. So now things get a little hectic, right? So we got the sausage on, we got to cook the eggs. It looks like the timer's gone off on the biscuits. Let me go ahead and take a look here. There's the biscuits. I'm going to think another 60 seconds on the biscuits here. Just get them a little browner. I like them brown. Put the timer.
Let's see how we set that timer.
There we go. There. Timer's all set. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the, make sure the heat's on for the eggs. The eggs, we start out at medium heat here, then I go to high, and then back to low or whatever. We're just going to try to get this heat on there. We'll go ahead and take the eggs here, and we're going to go ahead and
David, hi.
put that in there.
There
we go.
4 of us now.
Should have faced the camera, huh?
Well, no,
There we go.
We're not set up for very many.
Yeah.
We're only set up for 1 table.
Yeah, there's 75 people now.
Quiet on the set. We're filming here this morning, Dick.
Okay, so those eggs are going to go. Let me go ahead and get a spatula.
Oh yeah.
So I've got the spatula, and it's just the typical scrambled egg scraping process at this point, right? To kind of allow it to cook. It's going to take a while for this to heat up because there are so many eggs. All right.
Action.
All right, so we're going to get the biscuits out. Oops. There we go. They're golden. Okay, and we got the nice steel top here, so I can put it directly on the thing here.
Chef's cap.
We're going to do that. I don't have a chef cap. I got a baseball cap. I don't have a chef's cap. Let's see. So what are we going to do here? Oh, so one of the ways to do this is I clean out the bowl, clean out the egg bowl. Right, so it's dirty now. I'm going to clean out the egg bowl because I'm going to use that for the biscuits. Okay. You might notice I'm cleaning it out of the raw eggs. Here we go. So we're cleaning it out here. All right.
But I mean, are you using detergent at least? No.
I'm putting some dish soap in there. There you go. Some people, think we need some dish soap. All right, there we go. So the bowl is, once I'm going to clean it, I'm going to dry it. I'm going to use it for biscuits. All right.
In fact, here's your host, Sal Manella.
It's almost ready, I think.
Well, yeah.
Well, no.
Can you keep on going in that?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
Ted, you want to give me the biscuits getting scraped off here? Are you still filming?
I'm still filming.
Okay.
By the way, you touch the screen and it turns back on.
Oh, really? Okay, well, thanks for finding that out. Okay, so I'm putting the biscuits in here. Just getting these guys off of here. Yeah, you better slow down on that camera movement here. Everybody's going to be throwing up when they're watching this movie, okay?
You gotta be throwing up when you're eating your biscuits.
Slow. Stop that. Move it slow.
Chef?
There we go. All right, is it ready?
Biscuit ready?
Okay. All right, so now we're going to go switch over here. John, why don't you step back here a little bit? I'm going to go ahead and get the...
Right, to me.
Yeah, no, they...
All right, now here's Eric putting the finishing touches
On the eggs.
on an egg dish that has
what we do is
no
we-
comparison in the
We
area.
scrape the bottom up, you know, because that's where all the good bits are here.
Yeah,
Right, now I've already turned off the heat, so, but the residual heat in these things is it's gonna help us a lot. So there we go. All right. And then, one of the tougher things here is to get the eggs in a bowl. So I'm gonna go over here, do a little hand flip thing here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the eggs in the bowl in here. There we go. And this is a heavy pan and a heavy amount of eggs. Sometimes it's good to get somebody else to help you with this. And I'm just gonna do this for video purposes. There we go, get all the scrapings in there. There we go. Now we got a bowl of eggs. Let's go ahead and turn off the sausages. Up here, kind of cooking, getting a little over brown. And I'm just going to put the sausage in the side of the same bowl so we don't have to dirty too many bowls here. There we go. And I'm going to pick up the one sausage I lost over here. One important thing is come over here.
is this for the evidence for the health department?
So
Is that
one thing you want to do is come over here and make sure everything's off. Oh, I noticed the oven is still on. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the cancel button. So oven's off. We don't want to leave any of that hot stuff on. Okay, so that's it. Breakfast ready. We're going to go ahead and take this out. We're going to put this on the table, but I'm going to ask our cameraman to go ahead and get a shot of what the table looks like already set up, and we've got men's breakfast.
now this is how the table looks when it's partially set up, because as you'll notice, there's no silverware on the table and no napkins.
No biscuits, yeah.
And no biscuits, and some of the food is missing too. So this is a typical way, this is the way men cook breakfast and serve it.
Yep.
And now you'll notice the food will be getting cold while we do things we should have done before serving the food. So this is the table.
One of the things is we forget a lot of stuff putting on the table, so salt is very important, napkins are important, and go in the refrigerator, get some hot sauce and some jelly. There you go.
Now let's look at the table with most of the stuff on it. Well, there's still no silverware. Imagine that, still no silverware. Oh wait, here's a pile of silverware. Now,
Ted,
you'll notice
you
the men
got-
have not washed their hands, but that doesn't stop them from putting out silverware.
Thank you.
And you notice there's a European technique for putting silverware out, and there's an American technique for putting silverware out. This is the senior citizens technique for putting
Well, I just came
silverware
back
out,
from France.
where it could be
I'm not sure about that.
it could be anywhere. But look at that,
Thank you
anywhere.
for one for, thank you.
All right.
Okay, so this is the men's breakfast group right here. We're going to get to eat.
Yeah, listen.
Stop it.